Today on Nighttime, no surprises in the Final Four as the 1 seeds are set to battle it out.
Plus, the women's bracket is set. UCLA, UConn, and South Carolina, Texas will give you our picks.
All that and more, it's Nighttime.
And welcome back to Nighttime, where the lack of madness on the court is made up by the madness in our heads. Ooh, my bracket is ruined. Alongside Kathleen Moore, I'm Matthew Bracker. Kathleen, how are you enjoying these tourneys?
Oh, I'm loving it. I mean, NC State lost, tragic, but we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But hey, still 60% accuracy on my women's bracket, so not so bad.
Than I am. But first order of business, happy birthday to former Nighttime host Patrick Previty. Unc begged us to say that.
Truthfully.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyways, well, as we know, we've reached the Final Four, and the stage is set for what should be some exciting matchups. 4 1 seeds left as NIL sent the underdogs to a lovely farm down the road. And while many people complain about the lack of Cinderellas in this year's tournament, I see it as a nice change of pace. But first, let's see how we got here and break down the Elite Eight, starting with Alabama and Duke. Now Duke with the ball, and a great bounce pass leads to a great dunk. Duke up by 4, and Knipple with a lob to Kaman Malawush, looking like FGCU out here, Dunk City. Alabama looking to make something happen here. He's going to drive into the paint, and a no-look pass finds an open Grant Nelson. Draws the tide a little closer. Now take it to the second half. Duke in a bit of a cold spell, so Cooper Flagg is going to try to get the offense going again, but he is clamped up by Mark Sears. Flagg gets it to go though. Duke pulling away, and again Flagg and Sears going at it, but Flagg would not be denied. Another great game for him as Duke is going to win this one 85-65.
Now let's head into the South region now. Auburn and Michigan State. Janai Broome is going to drill a 3 that caps off a 17-point run for Auburn early. Spartans in a cold spell, but Jackson Kohler would try and heat them up. Deep 3 for the junior, 17 points on the night. State down by 10, they'll drive and get denied in the paint, a rare sight. But the recoup their own miss, and Carson Cooper slams it home. Michigan State really trying to gain some ground on Auburn here as Kohler's 3 is good.
He's great this game.
Under 2 minutes now, Denver Jones would seal it for Auburn with this tough layup, and they'll escape Tom Izzo, 70-64.
Great game. Moving on to our Big 12 rivals now. Houston up on Tennessee, and a step-back 3 from LJ Cryer is good. That'll spark a run for Houston, but Felix Okpara would stop it by flushing one home here, and that is good. Houston would be quick to answer though. Some great ball movement that finds a man outside the arc. The 3 is good. Second half now, Tennessee is trying to make something happen. They had a rough first half, and a dish from inside the paint finds Jordan Gainey, whose 3 falls. A lot of shooting from range in this one. More so, however, from Houston, who decide to finally seal it. Wilson from range, it's good. Houston dominates the Volunteers 69-50. Nice.
Dropping you into the final 3 of Texas Tech and Florida here. Very back and forth, but Tech is trying to pull away. They're up by 9 now. Gators need to get going. Walter Clayton Jr. finds Thomas Hall, who drains this 3 right here. Just a beautiful shot.
A lot of great shooting.
Absolutely. Hall returns the favor to Clayton, who decided to pull up, and it is going to be good here, Matthew. He's just on fire today. Tie game now, though. Texas Tech would go up by 2, and Walter Clayton wants the ball in his hands and drills this excellent contested 3. What a shot. Florida would never look back, and Walter Clayton Jr. was on fire.
He sure was.
As he keeps the season alive for the Gators in the waning moments of this matchup. Oh my gosh, well.
Flint and Steel.
No, you were too late.
I know.
I
bailed out of the bit.
No.
That was my bad. I'm really sorry. That was my. But what a great game. That game especially. And that it's really fun seeing these players who, have maybe quieter regular seasons just step up. So Walter Clayton,
that's what March is for.
That's what March is for. Well, now it's time to see who's left. And to do that, we've brought on some basketball experts, Ben Huber and our assistant producer, Daniel Valdez. Ready to talk some basketball, guys? How are we doing?
Doing great. Glad to be on Nighttime.
Doing great as well.
Oh, we're happy to have you.
So let's take a look at the regional winners and see how we got here. So Ben, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about Duke.
All right. I mean, right off the bat, I'll say it. Duke looks like easily the most dominant team in the tournament this year, and it's mainly due to their insane freshman class. They have the best freshman class we've seen in a very long time. So they have Cooper Flagg. We know how good he is. He's averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He's the first person to do that since Grant Hill in 1994. And he leads the team in every statistical category, but his supporting cast, it's no joke. He's got Con Knipple, who had a team-high 21 points in the win over Alabama. He's got the 7'2" center, Kaman Maluach, shooting an 87% from the field in the tournament. And he's a serious triple-double threat, too. He can pass. And then outside those freshmen, Tyrese Proctor brings a lot of experience. He's been here before, and he's come on in the tournament. He's been absolutely on fire. So we've seen them dominate, but they started off in the tournament. They went against Mount St. Mary's, easy win there. They went against Baylor next. VJ Edgecombe, a certified first-round pick in the draft, absolutely destroyed them. They went against Arizona next with Caleb Love, beat them. They put up 100 points in that game. And then Alabama, I think this was their most convincing win yet. They held them to 65 points. They were formerly the #1 offense in the country, but I think that title definitely goes to Duke now.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, Duke is probably the best team we have left, but there's a lot of other good teams left. And Daniel, we know you want to talk about Houston. What do you think about them?
Yeah, definitely Houston. They are, of course, a great team in themselves. #1 seed in their side of the bracket. Houston's actually coming to the game with the #1 defense in the nation. So coming to this game, it's #1 offense, #1 defense. It's going to be a great matchup. Houston's battle-tested coming out of the Big 12, a very great basketball conference, of course. Whereas they have themselves great stats. But not just that, going into the tournament, they had to go through a very tough road that a lot of teams wouldn't have survived either way. Of course, they had to start off with SIU Edwardsville, pretty simple game, but then after they had to play against Gonzaga, and then Purdue, and then Tennessee. Like, these are some great elite teams who are usually contenders for Elite Eight or possibly Final Fours, usually. So, and of course, Houston has a great roster. They have LJ Kyrie, who at one point was part of a national championship winning team, part of the Baylor team back in 2021. But not that, they have themselves one of the great offense as well. They lead the country in three-point shooting, with multiple teams having 40% or more. Through their stars have 42% or better from the three-point line. But of course, their big bread and butter, defense. Defense has been their best thing, and they've been able to lock down teams, including especially an explosive Tennessee.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Defense
Tennessee
wins championships.
Yeah, Tennessee was a ridiculous team, and Houston's defense was the only way that Tennessee was going to be taken down in this tournament. They were on a hot run. But Matthew really wanted to talk about his team. Like, he was basically begging Justice to talk about this team. So I'm going to let him take it away.
I don't like you. My team, I guess, is Florida. Now listen, I like Florida for a couple of reasons. Florida had a tough road to get here. They played UConn. They won a close game against UConn. Little ref drama in that one, but we won't talk about that. And Maryland, who became kind of a big story in this tournament. So they're definitely, I think they're pretty battle tested, like genuinely. And obviously, like we saw in that Texas Tech game, they know how to deal with adversity. They went down 9 very late in this game with 2 minutes to go, and they turned it on, and they pulled out a really tough game. But they're led by Walter Clayton Jr., who, like we said earlier, kind of, has come from this place of, I lost the words, but he's been putting on a clinic this tournament. Last game recorded 30 points against Texas Tech. They live and die on his performances. And once they get this 7'9" kid off his red shirt next season, Florida is my pick to win it all. But I really like Florida. I think that their offense needs to keep going strong. Walter and they're gonna live and die by Clayton's performances.
Well, I mean the thing that makes a team, especially in March, is their ability to rally. Because when you go down almost by double digits late in a game in March Madness, like, that can feel like the heaviest load. Like, even
it's like the end of the world.
4 points can feel like a 20-point deficit. So just the fact that they're able to rally and put up these numbers when it counts the most, that's the mark of a great team.
Yeah, but I know you want to talk about your team now. So
Now,
you wanna
this
get into
team
that?
was not my first choice, but so I had literally zero faith in Auburn, which is my team, going into this tournament. I was convinced that they were the worst 1 seed in the entire bracket, and I'm still there, not going to lie to you guys. But, I mean, they have been winning their tournament games by at least 6 points. So, I mean, not too shabby. Johnny Broome leads the team in points, rebounds, and blocks per game, which is kind of insane to have, like, one player leading you in 3 stats. But I don't know if I see that as a negative or a positive, because if you've got one guy carrying your entire load, what are we doing? But I'll give it to them. They have like 5 different players averaging over 10 points per game, so not so bad. And facing Florida in the Final Four, it's not going to be easy. I mean, we just talked about it. Florida's on a tear right now. Walter Clayton Jr. he's basically riding high right now. But they've been putting up a great showing in the tournament. Defensively, though, I think that Auburn will be able to handle Florida. Rebounding has been really strong for them all tournament, as well as pass breaking. Also, I would just like to add that Keyshawn Hall is a fake.
Yeah.
He just committed to Auburn this morning, and that makes me want them to lose even more.
I mean, hey, the NIL money was calling him.
I don't
We've
care.
all been there.
I don't care.
Anyways,
Have you been there?
guys, yeah, you don't know my life. Anyways, let's take a look at the games left. Okay, so it's Auburn versus Duke and Houston versus Florida.
No,
How do we
it is
see
not.
these games going? We're going to start with you, Ben. We'll start with the first one. We'll start with Duke. How do you think these games are going to go?
Yeah, I mean, we know Houston, this is the best Houston's looked, I think, ever, honestly. They have the best three-point shooting they've ever had, best defense they've ever had, but I think they haven't seen a team like Duke. I think Duke is going to ride the hot hand. They're the most dominant. I'm going with Duke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could bet against Duke. Danny, what about you?
Yeah, I do have a lot of respect for Duke. They have a great offense. I believe they have the #1 offense in KenPom history, so that's definitely a great accomplishment. However, I think Houston's going to be the most aggressive, the most physical team they're going to play against, and I think that physicality is going to give them the win. Give me Houston.
Ooh, okay.
I like that, Danny. Hey, like I said, defense wins championships. All right, but let's get into Florida versus Auburn. Gentlemen, Ben, what do you think?
So, Florida, it's like they've been collecting infinity stones out here. They've been rolling through every team they've played. They've already beat Auburn once this season, but took the Avengers twice to beat Thanos. Give me the Tigers.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. All right, Danny, what about you?
As much as I would like for Auburn wins, I'm going to give it to the Gators. I do think they have a great roster. They have possibly one of their best rosters in program history. I definitely do think they're going to possibly win this.
I don't think you're wrong there. Also, Ben pitched us that line like pre-show, and we're like,
was cold.
that is so tough.
That was cold.
That's so tough.
And you know what? Ben, you sold me. I'll
Oh,
go
no,
with you.
I was gonna,
I'll go with Auburn.
No,
I'll go
I
with
was
Auburn.
going to
All right.
go Auburn.
You were? I thought you were going to go with Florida.
No, I don't like Florida.
Well, now we know.
Now we're in agreement.
Yeah,
What are we
great.
going to do?
But, and we're also in agreement for our other pick here, which is our game of the week pick. You intro it while I grab it.
Yeah. So the game of the week pick this week is Duke versus Houston. Matthew lost the game of the week pick last week, going with Kentucky over Tennessee. I picked Tennessee, obviously, so Matthew's mean-mugging the camera in the chicken hat this week.
Yeah.
But my pick is going to be Duke. I just can't bet against them at this point. Cooper Flagg, he's just ridiculous, and I can't imagine him not winning March Madness.
No, I definitely agree. I'm also picking Duke, so we have a bit of a tiebreaker scenario. So we're gonna go into our final scores. I'm gonna say Houston keeps it a low-scoring affair, but Duke manages to pull away in the end. So I'll say like 64-58.
Oh,
A little low-scoring.
very
affair.
low.
Yeah.
I was going to go 78-64.
Okay, don't hate it. Now, finally, guys, really quick, let's go over Natty predictions. Really quick, rapid fire. Who is winning it all?
I got Duke. I think Duke's the best team.
Totally valid. Danny?
I actually have Florida winning it. I really like the Gators, and I think they're going to beat Houston in the championship.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to go Duke.
Yeah, I'm going Duke as well.
Just stupid bit. Anyways, all right. Well, the Natty is Monday, and you can bet we'll be watching it closely. So thank you for coming on, gentlemen. But stick around. We'll be breaking down the women's tournament. That's right after this.
Hello. So I guess the crew's getting ready for the next segment on one of our amazing shows. I'm Nick Cohen, host of Season 20 of Hitting the Field, and let me tell you about those amazing shows. On behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content, but I'm here to tell you about everything else we offer here at the network. Mondays at 4, HTF Bets goes live for Season 10 with 3 gamblers that, although it may not always seem like it, are here to help us all earn a little bit of extra money while we watch sports. Diego Ortiz, Tyler Brownrigg, and Andrew Gregg's ball knowledge and fun personalities make this show a fan favorite. On Tuesdays, you all loved it, so we brought it back for Season 2. It's Girls Got Game, hosted by Frankie Noble, a show blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next is everyone's favorite sports podcast, The Combine, hosted by who other than Ty Patton, an easygoing, conversational, and technical podcast dropping Wednesdays, also on Spotify at The Combine. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for the network's main show, Season 20 of Hitting the Field, hosted by me. Here, we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure. We love some football, basketball, hockey, F1. We also cover baseball, soccer, and we even have to show the UFC love sometimes. Penultimately, TGIF, because Friday is nighttime, hosted by Kathleen Moore and Matthew Bracker. Season 8 of Nighttime is where you'll turn to for all things March Madness, UCF sports, and other collegiate events. We're ending with something brand new. HTFN has never had 6 shows running at once. Also filmed in our new podcast studio is HTFC, hosted by Edgar Rodriguez and Patrick De Leon. Football, or soccer in America, is the most popular sport in the world. Across multiple leagues and cups, soccer is a year-round sport, and HTFC is your news source to stay updated. Also on Spotify, by the way, at HTFC. Outside of our 6-show roster, be sure to tune in to our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog, run by our vlog squad of Brianna St. Jean, Michaela Croker, Ashley Rowe, and Ben Huber. Make sure to follow us on our social medias like Instagram, Facebook, and X to stay updated on all HTFN news. Remember to subscribe right here on YouTube, leave a like and comment, and with that, I think we're ready for your next segment. I'm Nick Cohen. Thank you for your continued support, and back to your regularly scheduled programming.
And welcome back to Nighttime. The women's tournament has been surging on as we wrap up the Elite Eight. We had some great games this week, so I think that we should just get right into it. What do you think?
I think we should, and let's kick this thing off with Duke versus South Carolina. First quarter pass inside to Fournier gets denied. What a block. Some great defense in this game. Now, Sanaya Fagan drives and puts it up, but Fournier, she's going to get a revenge.
Wow.
Now, from below, Toby is going to put it up, and a rebound here, and she's going to finish the job. Very physical basketball in this one. Now, Gamecocks are swinging it around the outside, passing, and Fagan is going to put it up here, and it's going to be good.
Look at her. Just
She's
the way
driving
she goes
in the
up
paint,
so
backing
strong.
it up, yeah. Puts it up, and it's in. Now, fourth quarter, and Fagan is on a tear as she steps back for the fadeaway shot here. Looking like prime Dirk, honestly. It is good. Now, 10 seconds left. South Carolina is up by 2, but Duke is going to have a shot. She takes it, but it's no good. Air ball, and South Carolina is going to the Final Four.
54-50. What a great game. Moving to TCU in Texas now. Low scoring for Q1, but Madison Booker is driving. It's missed, but the rebound lands right in her hands. Redemption time. But no, Rory Harmon misses the shot.
Dang.
Tragic. Brianna Preston trying to lay it in, and it's denied by the 7th-year, 24-year-old Sedona Prince. End of the third now. Jordan Lee for 3. It is good. What a beautiful shot to take the Longhorns up 6 points going into the fourth. 2 minutes left. Booker with the floater, and it's going to be good here. Harmon's going to be back at it again now, dribbling in the paint for the made jumper. Oh my gosh, look at her crossing him up. Wow.
A lot of great shots from the mid-range.
Longhorns are on their way to the Final Four, though.
Can you believe it? I really thought. Yeah. Let's jump right into LSU and UCLA, though. Pass to Amani Bartlett, who steps up for the 3, and that one falls. It is all tied up early, but Bartlett, they're going to drive into the paint now and swings it out to Johnson, who puts it up for the make. Now, Kiki Rice is going to start dribbling into the lane. No shot on this one, but passes it out to Gardner, who finishes the job for the 3, and it falls. Second half now, Michaela Williams look at this, tragically bad layup, but Morale bails her out of it, and this is kind of where things go downhill for LSU. A missed shot and a defensive rebound for UCLA. Not good when you are down late in the game. You know, you can't have that, but 6'7" Laura Betts gets the assist on this one. She passes out to Jaquez for the three, and it falls 62-53. A minute 20 left. LSU is trying to make March magic. Fly drives and Morale. It's just the jump. But it isn't enough, and UCLA moves on 72-65.
That was tragic, Matthew.
Yeah,
that was really tragic.
rough.
But finally, moving into UConn USC, the missed USC 3 bounces off the backboard, but it's caught and thrown into bounds for Paige Buckers, who can't believe she stayed in bounds. Caitlin Chen takes it all the way for that diving layup. It's beautiful. Chen is now going to cross to Buckers, who takes it in for the jumper. Wow, it is good. She's 54% from field goal today. Absolutely incredible. Time running out for USC, but Paige almost breaks up this inbound pass, and USC is about to sink this 3, but it won't be enough despite the beautiful shot. UConn takes it 78-64. Great round of games.
Great round of games.
I mean, it's tragic for Flahe Johnson
Yeah.
that she can't keep moving on in the tournament
For sure.
despite being an amazing basketball player.
Yeah, and having her name pronounced right. And guys, I didn't have my coffee this morning. I know that's a
okay.
bad excuse, but
It's okay.
we're
But
chilling.
let's break down the teams remaining. How about we start with you, Layla? Can you just tell us about your
welcome
pick?
in.
Yeah.
Yes, so thank you for having me. I'm going to be talking about UCLA again. I talked about them last week, and I'm very happy that they are still in the tournament and going strong. They have tons of key players, but mostly Lauren Betts, of course, we know. 6'7", leads the team in 3 categories, averaging 20 points per game, 9.6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. So she's insane. She's a great player offensively and defensively, but she's not alone in her talent. She's in good company with Kiki Rice, who leads the team in assists with 5.1 and steals with 1.5. Also, Gabriela Jaquez and Tamia Gardner, great players. So UCLA just has a lot of depth. And as a whole, they are outscoring their opponents by more than 20 points per game on average. So just a great team, and I'm very happy to see them make it this far, and hopefully we'll see them take it all the way.
Yeah, I've been underestimating UCLA throughout this tournament, and even
Definitely.
before the bracket came out, I was like, man,
Yeah, I mean, I had them like losing to LSU. You know,
Yeah.
I really did. So it's been interesting to see.
yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. But Danny, why don't you tell us about your pick? Welcome on for the second half
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, pleasure to be back. My team this time is going to be Texas. Texas has themselves, of course, a great defense. I'm a big defense guy myself. And crazy little fun fact is, only one team has scored over 60 points against Texas. And that was William & Mary, just in the first round of the tournament.
Wow.
After that, their defense has been dominating opponents. Tennessee has scored an average of almost 87 points a game. They were held to 59. TCU puts up around 77 points. They were only held to 47. Texas has some great rosters. They have a lot of great talent, including a lot of great players, including stuff like Brandon Preston, who's super fast, and it's only a freshman. It's just getting better. And, of course, many other great players as well. I do think they have a big flaw in 3 points. They haven't been performing well in 3-pointers, but their defense has definitely been a championship-winning defense.
Yeah, three-point shooting for Texas has been kind of abysmal in this tournament, which is not something we usually see from them,
Right.
but anything can happen in March.
Yeah, but I still think they're a solid unit. I mean,
agree.
105 points.
Yeah.
Now, first round, whatever, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
Men's teams aren't doing that. It's crazy. But Kathleen, if you want to talk about your team.
Oh, yeah. So I am talking about South Carolina today. I mean, talk about a team that's been killing it in the tournament. In the first round, South Carolina won 108-48.
Yeah.
And again, first round, but that's still, like, insane and ridiculous. 3 of their players average at least 10 points per game. As you can see, they have a great record, and honestly, defensively, they've been playing amazing. It's not been necessarily an easy road in this tournament for
Right.
them. You know, Duke's not a bad team, Maryland's not a bad team at all. But with 3 of their players averaging 10 points per game, that's traditionally in women's basketball, like, it's not as high scoring. So this is really impressive for this program in general. This would also be South Carolina's 5th straight appearance in the Final Four.
That's crazy. Talk about building a culture.
5th straight. I mean, this is a dynasty.
A dynasty.
A dynasty in college.
I think so.
Who else is having 5 straight Final Four
I
appearances?
mean, UConn's a pretty big basketball school.
I'm not saying UConn isn't
Right.
like any better than South Carolina. I don't think I can even make
You
that
know I just
pick
like
right now.
disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
But no, I agree.
I
What
know.
they've built over at South Carolina is really
I mean,
special.
they have the three-peat in their sights. Hopefully, they can do it because, thank God, the Chiefs didn't. But this week, they take on the Longhorns in the Final Four, which Danny was just talking about. But South Carolina's already beaten Texas in the SEC tournament. However, it is hard to beat the same team twice in basketball. But if any team can do it, I have faith in Dawn Staley in South Carolina.
Well, we will see what happens. Now, I am going to talk about UConn. And like I said, this is a storied basketball school, men's and women's. And their road to get here was it was interesting because they were the second seed in their region.
Which was surprising to me.
Yeah. Wouldn't have thought that. I mean, I would have put them over UCLA. Like, that's just my opinion, truthfully. But, you know, things happen. What are you going to do? 35-3 on the season. They've had to beat Oklahoma, USC, now albeit without Juju Watkins. And look at that round one game. 103-34. Like, put Arkansas State off the map. I mean, it's just amazing. But kind of with my thing with Florida is they are led, obviously, by a superstar in Paige Beckers, and she is having an amazing season, an amazing career. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, just an all-around player. And I love Paige Beckers. I've been waiting to see her go into the WNBA. And this is the year, and for senior season, I think this is her time.
She's in great company, too. Caitlin Chen is such an incredible basketball player as well. But why don't we get right into the games for the Final Four? So it's Texas, South Carolina, and UConn, UCLA. Let's break down the matchups, starting with the SEC battle. Layla, who's going to win this one?
I have South Carolina winning. You talked about how high scoring they've been, but their defense has been great too. I mean, that game against Duke, I think you can say arguably that their defense won that game. And like you said, also fifth straight Final Four appearance. I just think South Carolina's the better team, and I am very confident that they will win.
Couldn't agree more. Danny?
I have South Carolina winning as well. I do think that, yes, Texas is a great defense and stuff, but I think the thing that's going to hold them back is their offense and three-point shooting. I think South Carolina's going to take advantage of that and then score a lot on them.
Yeah, it's definitely something to watch out for. I mean, I'll take South Carolina too. I think this is a...
Yeah, I'm also taking South Carolina, especially with Texas's three-point struggles and South Carolina's defensive prowess. I don't think you could take Texas in this game.
All right, but now UCLA and UConn. Layla, who is pulling this one out?
I want to say UCLA, but I think UConn, honestly. With Paige Beckers, I mean, she scored 31 against USC. UCLA is great, but UConn, I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah,
for
Danny.
sure.
I also have UConn winning this. UConn, historic basketball school. They have themselves a lot of great talent. And, of course, Paige has been one of the best players in women's basketball this year. So, definitely, I think UConn's going to win this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go UConn too.
I'm also going UConn
Dang,
in this one,
the
guys.
madness has really been taken out of March this year.
I know.
It's really something. I really wish that injury to Juju
like-
didn't happen.
I know.
Because then,
But it's shaking
we'd
things
have
up a
maybe
little
a little
bit.
bit more variety,
No variety, though.
But, okay, you know what? Who do we think is going to win the Natty?
Yeah, we all have the same Natty set.
UConn and South Carolina, who do we think? Layla, we'll go back to you. Who is winning this hypothetical Natty?
I'm going to say South Carolina. I think they're going to do back-to-back. I think they're going to come in with a fire under them and win this game, win the championship.
Wow, Danny.
As much as people want to say South Carolina is going to get like the three-peat and all, streaks are meant to be broken. Give me UConn.
Ooh, Danny, I like it. I like it a lot. It is so hard to three-peat in any sport, and I think that it is Paige's time. So I'm going to go with UConn.
I can't agree with Matthew, guys. I can't do it.
Then don't.
But I want it to be UConn because I love Paige Beckers so much, and I think she deserves a ring 100%. And I hate three-peats. I hate it. I hate it. So I think I have to go UConn. South Carolina's a great team. It's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it'll definitely be a close game.
Yeah, this is going to be a game that nobody wants to miss. Check it out Sunday, April 6th. Tune in. I will be tuning in. I'm so
Talking
excited.
like we're sponsored by them.
Hey, no, we're not sponsored. That was just a joke.
That was rough.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this show is out of time. Thank you both so much for coming on. Thank you to Ben for coming on. Everyone in studio. We look forward to seeing how all of our predictions play out. Hopefully, Matthew loses everything from now until the end of the tournament. although I picked the same things as him.
So there you go.
I guess I will also be losing. As always, though, I'm Kathleen Moore alongside Matthew Bracker. See you in the next one.